Did you know the average American uses over 100 rolls of toilet paper every year? That's about 21,000 sheets per person. This simple everyday product generates a jaw-dropping $100 billion in worldwide revenue. So how exactly is this essential product made? From forest to factory. It all starts in the forest with a pretty impressive piece of machinery called a timber harvester. This 18-ton beast is basically an all-in-one tree processing machine. The toilet paper industry doesn't use just any trees. They actually prefer what's called bad wood. You know, those crooked trunks that wouldn't make good furniture anyway. And they use a specific mix of trees, about 70% hardwood like maple and oak, and 30% softwood like pine trees. The hardwood makes the paper soft, while the softwood gives it strength. Now those harvested trees make their way to a site where they meet another impressive machine, the wood chipper. But before any chipping happens, the trees go through what you might call a spa treatment. First, huge drums strip away the bark while trying to keep as much usable wood as possible. Then the logs take a bath. They're cleaned in a water bath to wash away any sand or stones. And there's even a metal detector that scans for things like nails or screws that might have gotten stuck in the wood. Why? Well, those little metal bits could wreck the expensive machinery down the line. And then the real transformation begins with pulping. Those wood chips travel down conveyor belts into massive stockpiles. The next step involves what you might call a giant pressure cooker. The industry calls them decomposers. These massive tanks cook the wood chips for about 3 hours, and some pretty interesting chemistry happens inside. When the chips go in, they contain about 50% moisture, but most of that evaporates during cooking. The process breaks down about 25 tons of wood into something called cellulose fibers and lignin. That's the natural glue that holds wood together. In the end, each batch produces about 15 tons of usable fiber called pulp. Recycled paper process. But there's another fascinating side to toilet paper production. It's by using recycled paper, and it goes through its own special journey. They use this incredible machine called a sorter that can process 400 tons of recycled paper every day. They don't just use any old paper. They mix different kinds of used paper together to get just the right blend. First, a massive sieve removes the big stuff like cardboard and any obvious junk. And then it moves through these amazing infrared sensors that are like paper detectives. When they spot something that shouldn't be there, a blast of air kicks it right off the conveyor belt. But that's just the beginning. The sorted paper goes into what you might call the world's most intense washing machine. And the paper has to pass through not one, not two, but 14 different cleaning stations. But here's something surprising. Even though it sounds like a lot of work, using recycled paper is actually more environmentally friendly than using fresh wood pulp. Now, they also have to remove all the ink from the recycled paper. You can't have yesterday's news showing up on your toilet paper, right? So they use this clever process where they wash the paper with special soap. The soap makes all the ink particles stick to foam, kind of like when you wash your hands and the dirt sticks to the soap bubbles. Then they just skim the foam off the top and get clean paper fibers. By the time all this sorting and washing is done, what's left looks kind of like gray sludge. Not very appealing, but that's not the final form. The cleaning and bleaching stage. Now comes what you might call the paper's deep cleaning session. Whether we're talking about wood pulp or recycled paper, both need to go through an intense cleaning process. For recycled paper, it's like a 14-station car wash. The pulp gets washed, cleaned, and filtered multiple times. They use this process called centrifugation, basically spinning the pulp super fast to throw out heavy particles like sand or tiny splinters. After all this cleaning, they add bleach and lots of water to the gray sludge to make it bright and clean. The paper-making magic. And then comes the machine that paper makers call the monster. And this name fits perfectly. It's a machine so massive it stretches 120 meters long. That's longer than a football field. This giant piece of engineering is like a super-fast paper-making factory all rolled into one, and what it does is nothing short of magical. Let me show you how this works. First, they take that pulp we talked about earlier, which is mostly water. We're talking 99.5% water and just 0.5% fiber. It's basically like super thin soup at this point. Then they spray this mixture onto something called a forge linear wire. Think of it as a super fine mesh screen that's constantly moving, kind of like a high-tech conveyor belt. Now, as this watery mixture travels along the wire, something amazing happens. The water starts draining through the tiny holes in the mesh, leaving behind a thin layer of fibers that are beginning to look like paper. But they don't just rely on gravity alone. Underneath this mesh, they've got these clever vacuum boxes that help pull out even more water. It's like a sophisticated drainage system working nonstop. But we're not done with the water removal yet. The forming sheet then goes through what you might call the squeeze play, a series of press rolls that are like giant rolling pins. These rolls do two important jobs at once. They squeeze out more water and they make the paper denser. Every squeeze makes the paper a little bit stronger and more compact. This whole process happens at incredible speeds. The paper is zooming through this machine faster than a race car. And all these different parts of the machine have to work together perfectly. If anything's even slightly off, you could end up with paper that's too thick, too thin, or just plain wrong. And all along the way, they're constantly monitoring everything. They've got sensors checking the thickness, the moisture content, how evenly the fibers are spread out. These measurements help them make tiny adjustments on the fly to keep the paper perfect. They also have these special drainage elements that help control exactly how the water comes out. The drying, the wet paper sheet, which they call the wet web, goes through a series of heated rollers that evaporate all that remaining water. This whole process from wet pulp to dry paper takes just 7 seconds. The paper's moving at speeds over a mile a minute. But we're not done yet. The paper still needs its signature softness, so it goes through a process called creeping. They wrap the paper around a big heated cylinder called a Yankee dryer and then scrape it off with a metal blade. This gives toilet paper that slightly wrinkled look and makes it soft and flexible, though it also makes it weaker, which is why it breaks down so easily in water. The final touches. Finally, the paper moves into a machine called a toilet paper roller, an 80-meter-long beast that can produce about 500,000 rolls every day. This is where the paper gets its personality, you might say. Depending on whether they're making 2-ply or 3-ply toilet paper, they layer different sheets on top of each other. Then comes the fun part, adding those fancy patterns you see on your toilet paper. It's called micro-embossing, and it does more than just look pretty. It actually helps make the paper softer and gives it more volume. Finally, they wind the paper onto cardboard rolls, cut them to size, and wrap them up ready for shipping. Quality control and testing. Here's something you might not think about. Toilet paper goes through a lot of testing before it makes it to your bathroom. Paper companies take this stuff seriously. They check everything from the strength and stretchiness to how well it absorbs water. They even test how smooth it is and make sure the color's consistent. And they're so particular about quality that many companies actually grow their own trees just to make sure they're using the best possible materials. The environmental impact. Let's wrap up with something important. Making toilet paper has some environmental challenges, especially when it comes to using virgin wood pulp. But the industry's getting better at being eco-friendly. Remember those waste products from earlier? The bark they strip off the trees? They use it to power the paper mills? And that black liquid from cooking the wood chips? They recycle about 95% of those cooking chemicals. Plus, more companies are using oxygen-based bleaches instead of chlorine to be kinder to the environment. And of course, there's always the recycled paper option, which saves trees and uses fewer harsh chemicals. So, that was the incredible journey of a toilet paper roll. Here's one last mind-blowing fact for you. The average person will use about 384 trees worth of toilet paper in their lifetime. That's definitely something to think about next time you're in the bathroom. Make sure to subscribe to our channel, and we'll catch you next time.